nobody really cares whether they're eating the dogs and the cats.
Cats and dogs right now. Do you think we should move past that now that Springfield, Ohio says none of this is true, it's not happening here, please leave us alone? This whole thing about people eating cats and dogs?
I'm not a pet person. That's not something I've read a lot about.
Okay.
But
but you heard it at the debate. Did you watch the debate?
I did. No, actually, I did not watch the debate because I already knew how it was going to be slanted.
The former president has said, and said it at the debate, that in Springfield, Ohio, immigrants are eating cats and dogs. That's been disproven and debunked. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I don't like it. That's not what us Americans do. That's not how we live. We fish and stuff like that. We hunt for our food. As American, that's what we used to do. If you really need to eat food, there's homeless shelters if you want better food, like PB&J's, applesauce, stuff like that. But don't be eating our pets. I have a dog myself. I could never see someone eating him just because I care for him. He's like my brother, so.
Yeah, I understand. I'm a dog owner, but it's not happening. So are you ready to just say, let's not talk about that anymore?
Honestly, I would rather Trump talk about it because it is something we need to like stand for and say, hey, we need to address this.
Even if it's not happening?
Yeah, honestly.
What about this stuff about eating cats and dogs in Springfield, Ohio, when Springfield, Ohio is saying, hey man, that's not happening here, just leave us alone? Do you think they should stop saying that?
So the term that everybody's using, eating cats and dogs, I've seen one video in particular where that was in the literal sense of a cat in particular.
They're saying that wasn't in Springfield, though, right? They're saying that was taken from South Florida or Haiti.
I mean, sure. I mean, I really don't know, to be honest with you. But I have seen the governor giving a speech in Springfield and have seen videos of people going into ponds and taking birds or ducks or geese.
What about shooting ducks in North Carolina and geese here, like sport hunting?
Oh yeah, sport hunting. There's a season for it. There's regulations and rules around that. It's a little barbaric, I think.
Hunting?
No, the people that are going out and grabbing wildlife, from like a national park pond or like a local pond.
How is that different than shooting a duck or a goose?
I don't know. Shooting one is a little bit more humane instead of, wringing its neck, if you want to put it that way.
Springfield, Ohio, eating cats and dogs there. Do you agree with that line of conversation, even though the people of Springfield say it isn't true?
Well, the video I seen, they didn't necessarily say it wasn't true, but they have been toting geese and ducks, from what I understand. It's been on camera. They're toting the geese and ducks at the parks. I don't know nothing about eating the dogs and animals, but I do know at one time around my area, people's goats were getting stolen when a lot of migrants started coming in.
So the whole eating cats and dogs situation, it may not specifically be cats and dogs, but they are, and there have been police reports of them eating geese from the local population, and they're geese native to Springfield, Ohio, are being, it's on a steadily decline.
So we should be paying attention to that, but he's talking about cats and dogs, right?
So in the Haitian culture, they do actually sacrifice the cats and dogs as animals. They'll grind their bones up and then they'll eat them. So
but that's not happening in Springfield, right?
You never know. You never know.
Well, the chief of police there, and we respect our law enforcement, the city manager, and the people have now marched saying this isn't happening here. And so at this point, should we stop talking about it? I'm asking you, should we stop talking about something that's been proven to not be?
It's 100% proven. I'm not from there, so I can't speak on their behalf.
This thing about in Springfield, Ohio, that people are talking about eating cats and dogs, yeah. Do you believe that?
If you do your research and you take a look at, you can get on TikTok, any kind of social media platforms, you're going to see the actual people and what's going on there. So I'm not going to say what my opinion is. I'm going to say go do your own research.
Well, the research that has been, the mayor of that town, the manager, the chief of police, they've all said it's fiction.
Well, let's just talk about that some more, because different cultures do different things. There's nothing against that. But when they come here, they don't know that we don't think that that's appropriate. You know
Right,
what
but
I mean?
but it's not happening. I agree that different cultures do different things, but when people say it's not happening, the people aren't eating cats and dogs.
Well, you know, they're taking the ducks out. We've already gotten that proof. You know, we've got some proof of some things happening. I'm not here to say it has or hasn't happened. I'm saying that different cultures do different things. And, you know, they're coming here, they're new, they don't know. So we can educate them. You know, I'm all about immigration and doing it the right way, okay? But if people are saying that there's things that are hurting them, you know, in their communities, we need to really think about that.
If they didn't get the dogs, they probably got the ducks. You know, these people that are there, they have a different lifestyle, and they're bringing it into our country, and they're not going to assimilate. You know, they go out, they hunt for their food. So, yeah, they may disprove it about the cat or the dog, but
I mean, the chief of police there, the city manager, the townspeople all marched. They said, these are our neighbors and friends, and there's no problem here.
well, you know, if they want,
I mean, the police chief said it, right?
well, the police chief's going to, it depends on his stance, he's going to cover up whatever. You know, I don't believe hardly anything that comes across.
Even with the police?
A lot of them, no. There are a lot of good police out there, but there's a lot of them that'll sell you down the river in a heartbeat.
When everybody says Trump lies, they never give an example of a lie. Does he exaggerate sometimes? Absolutely. That's what he does. He speaks in superlatives.
Well, let's talk
But
about
there's a difference between lies and superlatives.
Let's talk about then, you know, one of the recent chats about cats and dogs in Springfield, Ohio, right? Yeah. What do you love about it?
The memes and the songs that came out of it are hilarious. I haven't belly laughed that hard, tears streaming down my face until I heard some of these songs.
But again, it's not true, according to the people in Springfield and the.
What? It doesn't matter whether it's true. It is just how the American people can take what somebody's trying to do to manipulate their emotions and turn it into something funny. Nobody really cares whether they're eating the dogs and the cats except the owners of the dogs and the cats in the area. What we do care about is unfettered illegal immigration coming across our border with people who can't speak our language, do not know our laws, do not care to assimilate. That's what we care about. So do we make jokes out of it? Yes. But it's about the illegals.
But you went from saying Trump doesn't lie to when he brought up at a presidential debate, which is when a lot of people are making their decisions about who to vote for, people who are not already committed. He made up a story and he said, well, you don't care if that's true or not.
You don't know that he made that up.
Well, the people
There are people who have said they have seen it. And we do know, even in Venezuela, when they went full socialism, people were having to eat their pets.
Well, right. They went. I don't think we're on the brink of Venezuela here, but
Well, I think we might be headed that way if people aren't careful. When you look to the government to be the solution to your problems, you are on that slippery slope. Our founders understood that a big, powerful central government was the last thing we needed. They wanted individual states, and basically what Bill Clinton said, all politics are local. All politics should be local. Law enforcement should
it was
be
Tip
local.
O'Neill, by the way.
Law enforcement should be local. It should be. I would love to see the CIA and the FBI and the DOJ, I would love to see them gone. We don't need them. Now with the internet, with connectivity, the states can interact and to me, we don't need these alphabet agencies. They're destroying us. And we've got unelected people that are making laws we have to live by.
But our original documents all say government by the people and for the people.
It should be, and that's what a republic is. But we haven't seen real representation in a long time, in a very long time.
When was the last time you think we saw it?
Maybe Reagan. Because again,
By the highest taxes we've had in the history of, in the last 70 years.
Well, all I remember about the Reagan era was the thriving.